back with another video. Um Today I want to talk to y'all about my mission trip. So, mission trip was to Puerto Rico, and I went with my Christian organization. Shout out to Chi Alpha, because y'all, Chi Alpha really helped me develop my relationship with God. Like, yes, I had to give my full yes to Jesus, but the community at Chi Alpha and the people there, that really helped me. Like, God really used Chi Alpha to mold me into a better woman of God, and to kind of make it more clear of what a relationship with Him is supposed to look like. And, just having people around you who know, just having people around you who have these wonderful and amazing and supernatural relationships with God, it made me want to be better, and it made me want to seek God more and seek more of Him and more of His face. And so, yeah. But back to mission trip. So I was it's kind of like a Bible study on Thursdays, but it's more like church because there's a message. And so they were talking about mission trips in the announcements. And so one of the leaders who went talked about his experiences in the mission trips, and how the encounter he had with God on that mission trip just changed his life forever. And for me, that was like the light bulb, and I was like, dang, like, I've never really thought about doing mission trips, and I was like, maybe I should go on this mission trip. So fast forward, we're having meetings about the trip, and like what it would mean, your servanthood, things of that nature. And so we have these meetings, right? And then they finally tell us that we're going to Puerto Rico, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Puerto Rico. I was so excited because I've never been to Puerto Rico before. Even if it's mission trip, like, what, it's a new place to see, I'm down. So, like, just creating community, with people who were also going, because it was a group of us. It was like perfect bonding time. And so it's like when we first got there, we were in San Juan, we're bonding, we're having all of these, laughs and jokes and giggles. And then, like, we get to the airport, and we have our bus driver, and his name is Modesto. I love Modesto with all my heart. I really do, because his spirit, like, that's somebody that I feel like I won't ever forget, just because of how spirit filled that he was. And he told his testimony about how God delivered him from some things and took him and called him out, called him by name, and changed his life for the better. It was just an amazing, like, Modesto is really amazing. And so I called him Pawpaw, because he just gave me Pawpaw vibes. And he was like, oh, okay. Like, I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call you Pawpaw. So we just all called him Pawpaw for the duration of the trip. And so then we meet Modesto, right? And then we had leaders for the trip that was already out there. And what was the company called? I forgot what it was called. But shout out to Andy and Katie for being the leaders of that. Just because it was like, oh my goodness, I don't know. It's like something of hope. I'm going to find out, and I'm going to type it right there, because I recommend that everybody do a mission trip. Now, if you feel compelled and you feel like the Holy Spirit told you to go into this and go into mission trips. Yes, mission trips. I think that you should really do it. And I mean, it wouldn't hurt even if you feel like the Holy Spirit didn't tell you that that's something that you need to do, because you're helping people. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's an experience where you put people before yourself, and it pushes you to be in situations where you really need to have a servant heart. And it's just fulfilling to see, like, wow, like, the situations that people were in. It's like, God, you really move, and you really bless people. Like, you give us things that we don't even deserve. You get what I'm saying? And so, like, when we were in San Juan, what did we do in San Juan? In San Juan, we went to a canned food factory, I think. Not a factory. It was a warehouse where they had stored food, because they had just had that super duper bad hurricane, and they still trying to shake back from that. And so what we did was we were just moving things and putting them on crates so we could transport the big bulk into another church or another area. And so we were moving and doing that. We were counting. We were basically doing inventory that first day. And then the second day, the things that we took to the church, we put them in bags. We just put them in bags. Like, we were just getting it ready. So in the event of a disaster, they would have that. And then the bags that we had were for the less fortunate and for people who did need food, like for children, parents, household families, things like that. Like, the basics. They had corn, beans, rice, fruit, stuff like that. And so then we went to Ponce. In Ponce, we went to a church, and that was good. We went to a church in San Juan too, and y'all, the experience that I had, even though it was a bilingual church, the experience that I had, like, the Spirit, there's no barriers to what God can do. That's the first thing. Second thing, girl, it don't matter what language you speak. The Spirit is the Spirit, and the presence of God is the presence of God. Y'all, I was so tore up in that church. Like, worship had ended, church had ended, and the preacher came, and he was just saying, like, I feel called by the Spirit to just pray and renounce everything that, the devil is trying to build up against you, to just call on the Lord. And so we were like, all right, we about to pray, because he knew that a mission group was there. And he was like, let's just pray. Y'all, when I tell you, we just started praying. And I'm just praying. Then I just pray. I keep praying, and I keep praying, and I keep praying. Then I feel it. I don't know how to explain it, but when I feel the Spirit, when I know the Spirit is there, there's one or two things, there's two things that happen. I get goosebumps and I'm not cold. Two, my hands start shaking, like my adrenaline start going. I feel I feel shaky. I get excited. Y'all, I was so very much tore up. I was tore up, y'all. Do you hear me? I was tore up. I was like, y'all got to get me out this church, because I really can't. I can't. So, Ponce, right? We get there, we get to the church. Shout out to Pastor Hector. So there was, what we had to do in Ponce was they're building a community center. And so we were in charge of the rebar. Y'all, we did so good. I don't know if I have pictures of us doing rebar, but I'm going to try to find some. I definitely have pictures of Puerto Rico, period. But I don't know if I have pictures of the rebar. But it is, yeah, it was just a wonderful experience. When we did go to Pastor Hector's church, each of us told the testimonies. And so I told mine, and like, I don't know, I'm used to telling my testimony because it's like God really reached in and grabbed me at the last minute, you know. But it was just something about this time that I kind of struggled with it. Like I was stumbling over my words. I was nervous. I really feel like the devil did not want me to tell people what I went through in that room, because I got nervous. Like I couldn't breathe, and I was like, I couldn't understand why, but you know, the devil be playing. So after we did those things, I remember, this is kind of all over the place, but I'm just going off of what I remember. Like, the bags, when we did reach Ponce, some of the bags that we packed, and we did 500 in less than 2 hours. We had an assembly, an assembly line, and we just made that thing work. Like, we was getting it, and we was getting it good, okay? So when we got to Ponce, some of Pastor Hector's church members, they're bedridden, like they have health issues. And so we went, like, let me see. It was 2 groups. One group would do rebar one day, and then, like, it was 2 groups. One day, one would do rebar. The other one would go with Pastor Hector and give out bags to the people who were bedridden. And then the other day, we would switch. So we got to do, like, everybody got to do both things. And so when we went to those people, it was amazing how even in their unsureness, and even in their kind of, I guess I want to say worry, because that's the best way that I can explain it. Like, you know, like, I'm bedridden, I'm on dialysis, can't go to church, I fell, my wife is sick, we don't really have any money, we don't have food, I can't go buy anything. Even in the midst of that, y'all, they were so thankful for God. Like, I'm about to cry. They were so thankful for God, and thankful that we were there, and just wanting to hear our stories, and wanting prayer. Like, it was just amazing. One family, it was him and his wife, and we were just telling them, we were ministering to them, and the lady was so happy. She was like, do y'all want some mangoes? Like, I have some mangoes. Y'all, it was mangoes fresh off the tree. And some Coke. They love Coca-Cola out there, y'all. Like, I don't know what it is about Cokes, but they love Coke. They was like, y'all want some Coke too? We was like, yes. You know, they were just so nice. It was just such a nice experience. And after that, I don't think we went to another place, really. It was just San Juan and Ponce. I love Ponce. I love San Juan too, but Ponce isn't a touristy place. And I feel like because it's not, a lot of people don't really know about it, but it was fire. It was just a really, really nice experience. There was also a couple, their names were Grace and Danny, and they just told us about, now they had a big part in the community center too, because it was based off of their son. They unfortunately lost their son, but he passed away doing the works of God. So it was kind of like, you know, we need to dedicate this to our son and help other people reach Jesus. And it's just, you know, it was good. Another thing too, what God showed me on that trip especially was the physical manifestation of what his love can look like unconditional love can look like. With the people of Puerto Rico, like they loved on us like we're their family, like, and that's how it's supposed to be. But they didn't know us from a can of paint. It was like, yeah, come in my house, it's fine, you can come in my house, I'm gonna cook for you, I'm gonna pray for you, we're gonna play some card games, we're gonna dance and listen to music. It was just, it was really amazing. And the bonding that we had on that trip as a group, like before we went, it was amazing, y'all. And every time I think about it, I get chills and I want to cry happy tears, because like it was, like, that's who, Lord, that is what God, that's just a piece of what God can give you. It's just the unconditional love that God has for you is unexplainable. Like, it's uncomprehendable to humans because it's so supernatural, y'all. And so just the fact that he gave me a little piece of that, he showed me and revealed to me what that can look like, it touched my heart. And that's why I'm forever connected to that mission trip. There was nothing but laughs, we cried, we did, but it was just such a happy time, y'all. And so I say that to say, I'm a mess. I said that to say, mission trips are worth it. I would definitely go on another one, just because you don't know what God can reveal to you. And really, to be honest, I needed that trip more than other people may have needed it, because I didn't go for me. I went to serve other people, but God gave me that back in return, because he felt that I needed it. He knows exactly what you need. So if anybody, Jesus, let me get myself together. If anybody is considering going on a mission trip, if anybody has thought about it, prayed about it, wasn't sure about it, on the fence about it, I definitely think that you should go, just because it's a story and an experience for a lifetime. And I know I said that about study abroad, but this is I really mean it. I really do. So I just hope that I could encourage some of y'all. I hope that maybe God used me as some confirmation for some of y'all as well. And that's pretty much it. I will talk to y'all later. Bye. I wish I could call you up, miss how you